So, what exactly is pride? We may have this idea about pride that pride is a narcissistic or immoral thing and that we shouldn't have it, and yet we do anyway. And there's maybe a back and forth of security or pride, and then depending on how we're feeling, we see ourselves in a completely different light. So, it, if we're saying that if a thought feels good, that is how things are. That's tuned in. That's how Source sees things. And we're saying that if it feels bad, it's not. Then it seems in our memory like a prideful thought should feel really good. But is this actually the case? Is this actually directly the case? So, could it be that pride is just setting ourselves up for suffering later? It sort of sets this pendulum swinging of like, I'm so great and I'm not so great, but it's based off the separate self that really isn't at all? Or what's going on with pride here? So, my daughter made a turkey for Thanksgiving, and on each feather she wrote something that she was grateful for. And I love it, and I love gratitude journaling, and I think it's a great practice. But gratitude goes off the idea that there's somebody who has and possesses these things that they really like. And so we can point to things that we really do appreciate, but the appreciation of them is direct only now. It is in the moment and is the essence of what we really want or really like about them. So while it feels really good to focus on things that we do appreciate, appreciation is available here and now for nothing in particular, though we have this beautiful focus that we can shine on certain things. So gratitude might have this sense that if I didn't have these things, life would really suck. And some people don't have these things and their life sucks. And therefore I need to secure more things and I need to keep these things and I need security. Whereas appreciation is unconditional and again, always now. So pride is like the gratitude in that I'm looking at all the things that I've achieved and all the things that I am, and I really like these things. And there's nothing wrong with doing that, but it's not the appreciation. And it also excludes the possibility that, like, with gratitude, I can be grateful for my house, and I can be grateful for, on behalf of somebody, that they have something maybe, but appreciation is open and direct. I can appreciate a sunset even though it's ephemeral, even though nobody owns it. I can appreciate my neighbor's garden even though it's not mine. Just in the moment, I can appreciate the colors of those flowers. And so trading pride, and not in that it's an immoral or it's a separate self or it's ego or it's bad or why are you doing that? Smack, 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 smack. But that it feels a heck of a lot better to just appreciate, just unconditionally be, and be like in meditation. Be like you energetically, vibrationally, prior to all of that, just are. You have nothing to prove. And worth, again, is the same idea of worth and value, that you are worthy. You are so utterly, completely worthy that you create the very idea of worth. You create the very scale of worth that you judge other people and yourself to be on. And so you can just stop doing that. You can completely let yourself go. And in no longer trying to be the beautiful thing. suddenly you allow yourself to see all of the beauty everywhere. So if you try to be without pride, you try to be without ego, then the pride will be in being without pride. So you'll take pride in being without pride. You can't do it. There just already is no self that can be proud of itself. There are not two. There's not one that can be proud of the other one. That's the non-dual aspect of this, and this is the beauty in it, and this is the creation in it. It's very interesting to write prideful characters into a book. And it very much shows and shines the light on what we truly want. And what we truly want is that direct appreciation, is that love. Appreciation is the same thing as love. It has, it's a smaller thing than that. It's like atomically small. Like, it's so direct. It's like love is something special. Love is something aloof from this moment. And appreciation is just the very same thing, and so sneaky because it will take you right there. There's really no separation between appreciation and passion. So the other word, we talked about gratitude, we talked about pride, we talked about worth. So the other word that can be this way is hope. So hope is still holding on to the knowledge that what we want hasn't come yet. And this is what's so funny about writing down what you're thankful for, occasionally. So if you're somebody who doesn't have a partner and you really want a partner, I'm not suggesting that you take some household item out to the movies and a dinner and pretend that that's your partner. But you really do already have what you want. And this, I'm starting to see this more and more and more in like hilarious ways. And all you need to do is tune into that appreciation by meditating, by journaling, by focusing on things right in front of you, small things that you can appreciate. It will take you right there. And then you see that you want what you already have. You want the journey. You don't just want everything all of a sudden. So for the past few years, I've really wanted some land on the river. And it's just like this strange kind of thing because it doesn't really fit into my life at the moment or what makes sense. And so I was writing down what I appreciate or what I'm grateful for. And I was thinking about this whole different aspect of my life, and I wrote down land on the river because I own, technically, land on the river that was like this. It's in a whole nother town, and it's not like the ocean front river that I'm thinking of, but I own land on the river already that I completely forget about and swear every time the tax bill comes because my husband was given this little lot on the river. I already own it, and I'm just not appreciating it. And it's hilarious the disconnect I can make in my head. And I know that like saying this sounds like probably sounds super like entitled and you can't understand it. But look, you are doing the same thing, I promise you. Whenever you feel like what you want is not there, you are overlooking something completely beautiful, something completely in your existence. And it's like the Jed song, like Source is singing, "Why Not Me?" Except Source never goes there because it's completely happy to just be overlooked. Why? Why? Because it's the looking. It can't be overlooked. It's only when we separate into things and things I do not have that we can overlook anything whatsoever. Because there aren't two. There's not someone who can overlook anything, just like there isn't someone who can be proud of themselves, or someone who can feel insecure, someone who cannot like themselves. There are not two there. There is just this already, always becoming. There's a thread on the forum today about pi, the symbol pi, and it had never struck me that pi is it's never ending. It's an irrational number. I knew that, but that it's never ending, like Abraham Hicks talks about, and this is what Phil mentioned in the thread on the forum. By the way, check out the forum if you haven't already. There's like never-ending pi. There is pi for everybody. It's not that we're grateful for the pie we have because we got a big slice of the pie and somebody else has a small slice and somebody else has no slice. It's not that we're grateful we have a family and a place to go to on Thanksgiving. It's that this is never-ending pie. Already. Goes full circle. It never stops. So shut up about what you're grateful for and eat your damn pie. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. I appreciate so much everybody who watches, everybody who comments, everybody who likes, and everybody who helps me out on Patreon. Thank you so much, guys. It's very fun to make these videos, and I love just taking insights as they hit me and questions as I ask them. The pride question was a big one, and just like putting them together. And hopefully this makes it more and makes it easier for everybody else. And if not, I hope it's just a good time, because really that's all we're getting to anyway. So love you guys.